George Kilpatrick, inspiration for the nation, celebrating people we feel good about. Karinda Shanes is the executive director of the Hillside Work Scholarship Connection. And she tells me that this is the first time she's been on Inspiration for the Nation. Let's give her a hearty welcome and what's up and a round of applause for her. They've got some great programs going on. We've talked with, we've had before your time, Karinda, we did feature a lot of the youth and a lot of the coaches on the program before. And so, and thank you to Wegmans for that support when we did that back in the day. But you're here now because it's a whole new ball game, and you are going to help us understand what Hillside does, how it impacts the lives of youth in our community, and how you are there every step of the way to make sure that these kids are successful. And I don't want to call Hillside a hidden gem because it's very well known in the community, but it may not come to mind when people think about some of the work that's being done. So welcome, Karinda Shanes, to the program. And let's talk about first what Hillside does and some of the services that you offer.
Thank you for having me, George. Hillside Work Scholarship Connection, it's a program that helps with the low graduation rates, helping kids understand their full potential. Mm-hmm. We're there just trying to empower them with the skills and the talents that they need for beyond the stage to graduate and then have a beyond the stage plan as well.
And so break it down and how you do that, how it shows up, what you do every day with the young people, how you support them to get through graduation and get across that stage, and then what do you do after the stage?
So Hillside Work Scholarship Connection has been around for about 36 years, George. We've gone through probably the support of 5 different superintendents here in Syracuse City School District. We work with 1,200 students in about 15 different schools, middle schools and high schools. And, you know, our interest is really making sure that we get the kids in the 7th grade and we follow them from the 7th grade to the stage and beyond, if you will. Just finding out what's going on with them, like academically, what are they missing? What are they not grasping? To make sure that we're there to help advocate for what they need in the classroom. And if they can't get in the classroom, you know, we help them outside of the classroom, or we bring them over to our facilities and provide them with tutoring. We talk to them about, you know, social and emotionally, mentally, like, what are you going through? What is it that you need to help you get from point A to point B? And whatever that is, we're sitting there with that kid and we're trying to help them navigate through whatever those challenges or those barriers are, mm-hmm. so they can get to that school. And it's not just with the kids. You know, we pull the parents in and we empower the parents as well, because it's important for the parents to be able to advocate for their child and for their child to be able to see that their parents care and they're involved in the process as well. We talk with guidance counselors, building principals, you know, just letting them know what services we have to provide, making sure that the services that we are providing benefits the kids, and that, you know, they have short-term and long-term goals. And we're trying to help them, you know, achieve those short-term goals so they can see that they can do it and they are worthy of continuing to move forward, even when it's challenges, you know, to keep moving forward, that they're definitely going to get somewhere. And ultimately, you know, it's graduation.
Bottom line in the story, this is what we're trying to do. And so you have people who are, I want to call them coaches, and how do the coaches support the kids?
So we have youth advocates, and youth advocates are in 15 different schools.
So I call them coaches, you call them youth advocates. Okay, there you go. They're youth advocates. That's the proper term. Go ahead.
Yep, they advocate for the youth. And they're in the schools and they're well woven into each school. So you shouldn't be able to tell who's a Hillside youth advocate or who a teacher is, because the kids should just see us all as caring, stable adults there available to help them. We're in classrooms, we get their schedules, we see, you know, what classes they're supposed to be in. We greet them in the morning. If they're not there, we're calling them to see where they're at. We will go to their house, we will pick them up, bring them to school. if there's something going on, with a teacher, we try to talk to them and say, how can we speak to this teacher so we can get past this challenge? What is it that we need to do so you can stay to school? And it's not just getting them to school, because attendance is more than just coming to school, to the school building. We have to make sure that they're making it to those classrooms and they're actually, learning, they're in those seats and they're learning. So when it comes to making sure that they're ready to take those tests or those quiz, that they have the information that they need to have in order for them to, get passing grades and be able to continue moving through the core subject. Like I said, with the guidance counselors, we're making sure that they're in the right classes. We're making sure that they're on track, that they have all their credits to graduate. And then we're talking to the kids about what their goals are. What do you want to do? What do you want to see? What do you want to experience? And that's the unique thing about Hillside Work Scholarship Connection. We get to see the kids outside of school. Mm-hmm. So we're able to take them on field trips. We're able to take them to colleges. We're able to take them to tours so they can see different careers, so they can explore that to see if it's something that they're interested in. And then we chat with them a little bit and say, hey, these are the classes that you need to take in order to be able to pursue that career.
Talking with Karinda Shanes, Executive Director of Hillside Work Scholarship Connection. So how are you doing? How successful is the program in reaching the goals that you have set forth?
Well, we have a phenomenal graduation rate for kids that are in our program. So when we get kids that are in the 7th grade and they're retained in our program and we follow them to the stage and beyond, we have a 99% graduation rate for our program. And it definitely helps the city of Syracuse with our graduation rates. We work very close with Superintendent Anthony Davis. We work very close with pupil services to see, assessing our community, assessing our kids. What are the needs? How are we going to meet them where they're at? And the program has just, the partnership with Syracuse City School District and Hillside Work Scholarship Connection has just been a synergetic partnership that's just critical to, our scholars in our community.
And I know that one of the things you promote is that this program is one of the ways in which we fight poverty in our community. How?
Well, it's helping the kids realize their full potential, for one. Mm-hmm. And they have somebody that's here with them and able to help them navigate the different things that they see as stumbling blocks to help them get through or get around them. An important component of our program is called Youth Employment Training Academy. Mm-hmm. And that is a program where if kids' academics and their attitude and their grades, if everything is going well, we put them into this 25-hour program where they learn about workforce. We teach them how to write resumes. We have people from Wegmans, Berkshire. We have people from upstate coming in doing mock interviews with our kids, giving them feedback on information that they need to have, how they can perform in interviews and conduct themselves, how to dress, how to advocate for yourself. If you're running late, you don't just quit your job. If something goes wrong with your boss and there's some tension, it's about how you talk and how you communicate to somebody. But that is a part of our program that really helps our kids understand that they can hold part-time jobs while going to school. They can be in the workforce. They can earn a living, and they can be productive, law-abiding citizens right here in our community.
We're talking with Karinda Shanes, Hillside Work Scholarship Connection. So let's talk about one of the programs that you've got going. What you call it the Digital Equity Project. What's that about?
So the pandemic, it just showed us that we weren't ready. Technology, we didn't have it for our kids. When we shut down, classrooms and jobs were in bedrooms. It was in dining rooms. And majority of our students didn't have the technology to pivot and to stay connected, and it put them at a huge disadvantage. We've had these current donations that are coming from businesses and coming from other organizations and foundations, and this is going to immediately expand our ability to provide more education, more employment, more health care, financial opportunities for this population that's been stifled for a while. The gap has always been there, but the pandemic definitely made it, everybody that didn't know about it, it made them realize that we were not ready. And for us here at Hillside Work Scholarship Connection, the digital equity just opens the doors to our kids being able to fill out scholarships, our kids being able to fill out applications, to learn about financial literacy, how to do banking online. Our kids are so smart, they would be able to, learn how to sell some of their products online that they're making, the arts and crafts, or their journaling, or their candle making, or any of the things that they're doing. I just know that them having access to technology just opens up a whole new world for them.
So you have the machines donated, or you're asking the community to help with that?
Right now, we have had Northwestern Mutual, Berkshire. We've had different foundations that has provided us with donations for us to create a state-of-the-art computer lab, if you will, over here at the Phoenix Center on the Solace campus. This area over here is a safe zone for kids. We have after-school programming and during-the-day programming for kids. But with this technology, we would be able to serve more kids. We would be able to serve more parents having this resource. And the technology would be up to date. We would have cameras, we would have speakers. A lot of the classes, are virtual, or the kids that are not back in school because they just can't learn the traditional way any longer. Having the technology and having the virtual classes ready and available for them is something that we're trying to pivot and make sure we're ready for.
So again, I'm asking just to clarify, you have this already, or you're asking the community to help to make this ready?
We have donations that's helping us get started, but we are asking the community to help us with this initiative, with this much needed project that the kids deserve for Hillside Work Scholarship Connection.
And how can they help?
They are able to make their donations to Hillside Work Scholarship Connection, to our major gift department that is located in the Rochester area for Syracuse. Or they can contact me and I can give them the information on how they can become a partner in helping us do this for our kids in our community.
And so so in building this digital equity project at the Solace campus, you're saying that your students can come there to do a lot of the, whether it's, would they wouldn't do their classroom there, would they? Their classroom instruction, or would they?
Yeah, we have some students over here that can, like I said, are not back into the regular school building, and some of them are doing their work virtually. Mm-hmm. So this would give them a safe space that they would be able to come to over here on our Solace campus with certified teachers here, giving them support and direction along with our staff.
It certainly is needed, and it's certainly something that can be done. So I'm glad you talked about that, because we know that the pandemic has certainly had an effect on the community and had an effect on young people, and particularly an effect on underserved communities, right? Our communities. So
correct.
I know that's important. How do people sign up for Hillside? How do parents get their kids in this program? And do you have openings? Do you take them in 9th grade and 10th grade as well? Or do you prefer that they start at 7th grade and retain all the way through?
Well, it's definitely our preference that we start in 7th grade, because we know that's when the kids start being, influenced. And it's just great to catch them at that age and be able to get that trusting relationship and bond with them and have that move from year to year. You get to know the kids get to know you, the parents get to know you, the family gets to know you. You become a household name as being a caring adult with that family, trying to help them make sure that their kid is staying on track to graduate. So it's definitely something that parents can look at to see if it's a service or a program that's in their student's school. Most of the time it comes through guidance counselors. A lot of it comes from word of mouth. The kids really appreciate and enjoy being with Hillside Work Scholarship Connection. Sometimes they come and they ask and they need help. Sometimes they have siblings that's gone through the program. We have a lot of students that were in our program that went off to college, came back, and now they work for us, giving back to the students and their alumni, because they said this program really helped me stay on track. I had somebody there with me every step of the way, and I wanted to come back and offer that for other kids in our community.
Do you have a budgetary goal for this project?
No, just, raising funds just to make it the best that we can, because our kids deserve to have this. They deserve to have this technology. They deserve to have these avenues, these pathways to put them on fair playing field, to just be able to stay abreast and to take advantage of all the opportunities that's out there. Our kids deserve to have that. So I would just say, if you have it in your heart and this is something that you feel like you want to donate to, that you want to become a part of helping us close this digital equity gap, then I would just say, help us donate. I don't know if it's $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever it is, just continuously help us donate to make this happen for these kids in our community.
Or $5,000, $15,000, $20,000,
Yes, George, you got it. I didn't want to say it. Thanks for saying it for me.
You said that young people were saying to you some of the barriers that they're experiencing in school. What are some of those things you're hearing from your students, and how you help them correct that?
Just going back to school. If we're talking, after pandemic, it's just going back into the school building.
And that's still hard for young people.
It's still hard for them. They feel like the expectations are high and nobody is showing them what is needed to be done and how to get it done. Mm-hmm. George, just thinking about the things that the kids have to go through these days, unlike how it was for us going to school, even before the pandemic, so much has changed, so many pressures, so much with social media. And when I'm thinking about digital equity and I'm talking about our Black and brown kids in our population, and digital equity would allow them the technology to be able to get mental health services. We have telehealth, we have telecare and things like that. Even making appointments, kids don't want to go in and they don't want to talk to somebody, but they might talk to somebody because all of this technology is their world, right? This all came, with them. But there's a number of things that the kids are facing these days, and it's really individualized for the kids based on what their family dynamics are, what hardships they faced. We've had a lot of kids that's lost parents through the pandemic or grandparents. So there's a multitude of things that they have against them, and we just look at and see what is it that's going on and how are we going to help you overcome, get through, or accomplish whatever your goals are, even though you've experienced those things.
Karinda Shanes, hillside.com for more information about the Hillside Work Scholarship. So just to clarify about coming in, if I'm in 10th grade, is it too late to get into Hillside?
We don't turn any kids away, George.
Okay. Just wanted to get that clarified because I didn't think I got a real answer on that. But I want to make sure we're good. You're also working on another project outside of Hillside. I wanted to just get a little taste of that as well, working with Interfaith Works. What's the project you're working on?
Well, we partnered with them to have forums to talk about Syracuse police engagement with the community. Mm-hmm. So they've been on every side of the city talking to folks to see how are we going to be solution based? How are we going to have those tough, courageous communication, and how are we going to get some outcomes? So it was we had some great conversation just tonight, just talking about what it feels like to be kids out here, and what it feels like to be a parent that has a child out here, mm-hmm. and how the police officers react and respond And, you know, we talked about accountability. It's a very important discussion, and we need some action and we need some movement.
And we certainly will be watching because it's a very, very important topic. All right. Karinda Shanes, Executive Director of the Hillside Work Scholarship Connection, hillside.com. Or if you said they can just talk to you directly, so how can they do that?
They can call Hillside Work Scholarship Connection at 315-558-6100.
315-558-6100, hillside.com. That takes you to the big site, and then you can drill down and holler at Syracuse, New York. Karinda, so good to see you.
Thank you, George. I appreciate you having me on.
Inspiration for the Nation.